Hey everybody, it's Andrew Malkoski at the Denver 100 here, and I am with my friend Saif Ahmed with Discover Strength. Thank you for coming and hanging out.
Thanks for having me, Andrew.
So I'm real excited to have this conversation with you because I'm a real big fan of what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
So let's start with what is Discover Strength? Tell our folks here, what is Discover Strength?
Yeah, so high-level overview, Discover Strength really is a fitness concept based purely around strength training. We offer full-body workouts twice a week for 30 minutes. During that time, we're going to do one set to failure, essentially go until you can't anymore, and then we're going to get a little bit more out of you than you normally think you could. We focus purely on strength training, but just the nature of doing a full-body workout in 30 minutes is very metabolically intensive.
Yeah.
So you are going to be improving cardio over time, and because we're primarily machine-based, your range of motion is going to improve your flexibility over time as well.
Very cool. All right. So how did you get into Discover Strength? This is a larger company, right?
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about your journey to being an owner at Discover Strength.
Yeah, it's a bit of a long journey, but so it's a company based out of Minnesota. They've been around for 19 years. My mom started going as a client about 15-ish years ago, and she would come home all the time telling me about, wow, that was such a tough workout. I'm super sore. I'm like, Mom, you've been gone for an hour. You're barely sweating. There's no way it's really that tough. So after a couple of years of hearing that, she was like, hey, you know what? Just go inside, see what happens.
Yeah.
So I went inside. I remember the trainer, he was asking me some questions, what motivated you to come in today? I'm like, yeah, my mom's been talking about this. Let's see what it's all about. And I could see his eyes lighten up. He's like, I'm going to just bury this kid. So 30 minutes later, I'm laying on the ground. I can't get my hands up. I can't get to the car. By the time I finally do, I can't get my hands on the wheel to do a full rotation. So I was sitting there ready to call Mom and be like, hey, I'm sorry. I ever talk crap to you about that. So that started my journey as a client. I've been a client for about 8-9 years.
Okay.
I actually worked front desk for them for a little while just because I loved what they were doing. I just wanted to learn more about it.
Sure.
And yeah, stayed on as a client for a good while. And then they only started franchising about 3-ish years ago.
Okay.
So initially, our family, we were offered the opportunity and we looked at it. Mom and Dad are both working full-time. I've got my own full-time career, finished up college just recently. So initially, it wasn't really on our radar. But we just spent some more time thinking about it. We know how beneficial it's been for us and our family. So we're like, hey, if we can just bring that to other people, bring it to a new market, let's go ahead and try it.
Yeah.
So
for people who are the uninitiated or maybe that aren't doing a whole lot of workouts, talk about strength training a little bit. What is strength training as opposed to what most people are going to the gym to do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, strength training is such a wide berth of exercise. A lot of times people might get in their head that they need to go to the gym for 5 days a week, 3-4 hours each time. But really, we're cutting through all of that. We're just going to push you a little bit harder than you think you can go. We're going to get that efficiency just dialed in and just, like I said, 30 minutes, one set to failure. So I'm not going to say that our way is always the best way. You can certainly go to the gym. You can do 4 or 5 sets of 50 reps. You can get to that same point. But why spend all that time if we can do it with proper supervision, proper form, and in a fraction of the time?
Yeah. Talk about that one set to failure.
Yep.
What does that mean for people who have not come to work out with you?
Yeah. So failure has such a negative connotation to it, but really that is what we're looking for. That's something we encourage at Discover Strength. Let's say you're on a chest press machine. You're pushing out. You're lowering the weights. You get to a point where you're pushing. You got nothing left in you. If you're by yourself, you got no option but to set it down. With proper supervision, we're here. I'm actually going to bump the weight up because in each range of motion, you have your concentric, the pushing motion, and the eccentric lowering phase. You're up to 40% stronger on the lowering phase. So if you're doing, let's say, 140 on chest press, I'm going to have you set that down, bump it up, let's say up to 200 even. I'll do the heavy lifting for you. You focus on the eccentric phase of that, because then we're going to just finish off whatever else you have left in those muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that idea of leaving with nothing left in the tank.
Yes.
And it is mind-blowing that you can do that in 30 minutes.
Yep.
I mean, and sometimes you and I have been doing this. I mean, it's been sometimes even faster than 30 minutes.
Yeah. Usually get you done about 25 at the most. But
yeah, it's amazing. So when you have people who are doing things like free weights or other things at the gym, what is it that they're missing that we are getting when we're doing this one set to failure? Like, it feels to me like efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair?
I would absolutely say efficiency. One thing you just mentioned, free weights. One thing I get a little nervous with, if somebody isn't really familiar with the gym, they try doing free weights, they might not have the right range of motion or the right form on that. So you might end up, let's say you're doing dumbbell shoulder press, you might lean over too far to the side, you're putting tension on the shoulder, and then you start tweaking that, feel aggravated, and then you're more discouraged to not go back.
Right.
Yep. So we focus everything primarily machine-based. I would say 95% of what we do is machine-based. We do have a couple free weight dumbbells, and we do some manual resistance training as well. But really being able to stay on a track on a machine really makes sure that your range of motion is exactly where it needs to be. And having that supervision makes sure that if you were, for example, on that chest press machine, if your elbows start flaring out too much, hey, let's bring it back in. Let's focus on really isolating those pec muscles.
That's one of the things that I have enjoyed so much with it, is that because you're on these machines, right? Like, it's a very locked in kind of range of motion. It's very locked in form, right? And making sure that that form remains, right? Like, you and Joey are always there, like, all right, hey, bring this in a little bit, helping with the timing, because timing has been, I mean, it's the thing I talk about the most when I'm talking about this. People are like, oh, you're doing weights? I'm like, yeah, but.
Yeah, it's a lot of but.
Yeah, it's weights, but it's the timing. It's that time under tension, right?
Under tension.
And it is, I mean, it's just transformative.
Yeah, so as you know, the fastest cadence that we ever have is a pushing out in 2, lowering in 4.
Yeah.
There's nothing necessarily secret sauce about that pacing.
Okay.
But what that does is really just, again, make sure that we're focusing all the tension on the muscles. And instead of using momentum, if you were to use momentum, you start putting in other parts of your body that shouldn't. So, for example, let's say you were doing bicep curls free weight.
Yeah.
If you're sitting there, you start getting stuck, you're going to start focusing more on the rep count itself.
Yeah.
Start jerking your back, and you're putting tension on that low back where it shouldn't be.
Very, very, very cool. I mean, that time under tension. And I will tell you this, and this is, no BS, guys. I have never, in all my years, enjoyed working out. Yep. Like, it's always been that thing that you had to do because you were supposed to be healthy to do it and stay healthy. And so you had to do it, right?
Yep.
Coming and working out with you, like, it is the first time in my life where I'm like excited. I'm like, oh, we're going to go do that today.
Yep.
Like, very, very, very pumped about it. So
yeah, and I can even see in yourself over the past month, you've getting more enjoyment out of it, and we're pushing you to a much higher degree. Yeah. And yeah, you're pushing to an awesome level, which is great to see.
Well, I appreciate it, because if I was left on my own, like if I was just going to the gym on my own, right, there's no way I would push myself that way, right? Like, I'd get to a certain point and go, all right, I'm done. you did it. Good job.
Yep.
And like, so having you guys do that in this system that you guys are working is unbelievable. So,
yeah.
If you guys are looking for a new workout, looking to spice the way up the way that you're doing these things, I highly suggest Discover Strength, Lone Tree. Come talk to Saif. You will not be disappointed. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Andrew.